1999 January, I was crying to God, how can I turn America back to you? And a woman came to me. She said, you don't know who I am. But the Lord spoke to me, because you're going to start something with the youth of America in prayer that's going to change the destiny of the nation. She said, I'll give you $100,000 to start it. It launched a supernatural series of events that I just felt like I was being carried along by the Lord. And the Lord spoke to my heart, call the youth of America to fast and pray, with God's promise that He would turn things around if you would gather together with 2 generations. That became the burning vision of my heart. We sounded this vision, hoping people would come with nightmares that no one would come. I had nightmares that was just me and 20 people that showed up. I'd wake up sweating. But when I went on the mall in September 2nd, 2000, Labor Day weekend, at 5:30 in the morning, I could hardly believe my eyes. In the darkness, as far as I could see, thousands and thousands, some said 270,000, had already gathered. They were already praying in the dark. 400,000 gathered together to fast and pray for 12 hours in D.C. for our nation, and it's launched the movement of the call. I believe it's about turning America back to God. Jesus poured Himself out at the cross for the sins of Detroit, for the sins of this nation. And as intercessors, we are called into the same sacrificial pouring out of ourselves on earth as it is with the man in heaven, Jesus Christ. That's why we're going to Detroit. Literally, men and women are coming from all over the nation to fast and pray 40 days before the call itself. We are not just seeking to have a good gathering. We are trying to move heaven on behalf of the desperate situation in Detroit. It's no cost, just sacrifice. And God says, call the elders, call the leaders, call the young people. Everyone comes. You must be willing to drop denominational barriers, racial barriers, gender barriers, age barriers. God says, you must be willing to gather. If I'm going to move on your behalf, if you stay in your own isolated ideologies, your own racial programs, your own issues, literally, He cannot answer. In terms of the divine prescription, blow the trumpet, gather all the peoples. That's why we believe the leaders from all across Detroit, Black, Hispanic, Asian, Anglo, we must all come 24 hours to pour out ourselves on behalf of Detroit and this nation. See, that kind of unity is what Jesus was really after. Jesus said, your house is left to you desolate. He said, how often I would have gathered you together under my wings, but you would not have it. Therefore, your house has been left to you desolate. And then He said, but my house shall be called a house of prayer for every ethnic group. If we stay in our own house, it will be left desolate. And Detroit, in many ways, is a sign of the desolate house of America. But if we come to His house for a house of prayer, united together, God can heal our accumulated wounds and actually release a power that can heal a nation. My house shall be called a house of prayer for all nations. I tell you, this is God's prescription. In the day of trouble, unite together and become the Father's house.